All right, so pull in amortization. Of course, I can't make it bigger than that, and make it a little bit bigger, but trying to get everything in here. Okay, so we got 61,000. We're borrowing $61,000. I'm gonna write everything on here and just do it this way. Okay, borrowing 61. At 6%. Monthly payments of $426 for 21 years. All right, this is a stupid problem. Let's cut out the monthly payment. I want you to find the monthly payments. So that's 6% monthly payments. For how many years did they borrow it? 21 years. At 21 years. This is one of those questions. I thought it was there. All right. So forget about what they said. We're going to see if their payments are correct. They were asking you to define the parts. I swear, I pick a problem and it's a dadgum cheesy problem. That's how my Monday's going, Miss Lancaster, like yours. We should quit, shouldn't we? I can't even spell payments today. Bring this over here. Pull this up. Pull this up. I do so much for y'all. Oh. There, I finally got it. All right, so take our handy dandy, plug everything in, and of course that's the first thing. Plug everything in because you need to see where everything goes. You got $61,000. Your payment is going to be equal to $61,000 times 0.06 over 12. All that over 1 minus 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12 raised to the negative. Well, n is 12 and 21. 12 times that's 240. 252. What is it? 252. Sorry. Now, you should be able to do all this in your calculator. You shouldn't have to write anything down. That's your goal for doing these problems. That means you have to have a calculator. So start downloading on your phone or something because you should have a calculator. All right. Yeah, I'll be all right. Vodka. All right. 0.06 divided by 12 equals, and right, keep that in your memory because you can reuse that down there and you don't have to do the calculation twice, times 61,000. And that's equal to that number. And I'm going to take that number, I'm on the stove where you get your bread at the stove. And that's alpha n for what? Numerator. We'll clear that. Now we know that 0.06 divided by 12 is what? 0.005, right? So I'm going to add that. I'm not even going to do that again, but you can do it if you want to. 1.005. Now, that's over 1. If I was to flip it, then what would it be?
Not over 1.
It would be 1 over 1.005, right? So I'm going to go ahead and change that because I don't want to raise this to negative 252. That's just me. I don't like doing that. So instead of 1.005, I'm going to clear that, or go back here, and I'm going to hit second function, insert, 1 divided by, enter. And that is that number right here, flipped, and make this 252. Exponent 252. You can do either one. If you do it with a negative or a positive, if you do it, you still get what? You still get 0.28, no matter what. And then I'm going to subtract that from 1. I get 0.71. Is that what y'all got? And I'm going to share that stove. Alpha what? D for denominator. And now I take alpha n and divide by alpha what? D. And that should be the payment they got, which I'm not worried about that because that's not the question I'm going to ask you. This is what I'm going to ask you. What is the payment? It's $426 a month. So, how many payments is that? Well, you got the payments right here. How many payments is that? 252 payments. So let's see how much we really paid for the 61,000. So we can be depressed. Times 252. How much did we pay for that $61,000 loan? So we paid, huh?
What we buy?
$61,000 loan
For what?
at 6%.
What was we buying?
I don't know. We just needed it. It just said borrowed $61,000. At least you're not double.
Just about.
I love teaching this section. You know why? Because students go, wait till we get to the cars. This is out of all the sections we went over, this section right here is the most applicable to a lot of things, especially the high school graduates that didn't learn it in high school, which they should have. But it's not on tests, so they don't learn it. All right. Y'all good? All right, let's do a nerd. Let me just erase all this. And I'm going to bring in another problem. Let me just go to the problems. I'll put the problem on the board. And I don't want to depress you that much yet. All right, let's buy us a new car. Okay, we're gonna change this one. We're gonna change this one. I'm gonna
Let's
take
look
out.
online for a new car.
Huh?
Let's look online
No.
for a new car.
Why?
Let's look at the Grand Jeep Cherokees, the SRT 8s, and see how much one is. And let's just pretend.
All right, we'll do that. Why? Is that what you're looking at?
Well, no, I'm not looking at one. That's what I want.
Oh, well, I didn't buy one. A friend of mine just bought a 2012 Jeep Cherokee, blah, blah, bells and whistles. And she got a pretty good deal, I think.
At Piedmont? Or
Yeah, Piedmont.
I test drove one.
It's red, candy apple red.
Uh-huh.
Got everything, bells and whistles, moonroof, or whatever you call it, thing with window and top. It goes back to the back
The
seat.
sunroof.
Yeah, it's a big one though, because it goes back in the back seat almost.
We'll Google one.
All right, we'll Google one. We'll pander to Miss Lancaster's wants today.
Yes.
She's having a bad day. All right, tell me again what you're talking about now.
It's the SRT
2016
Uh-huh.
Jeep. What?
Grand
Grand
Cherokee.
Cherokee. Well, let me go to. Well, here it is right here. There's the base price. That ain't what you go.
Go back.
What?
Go back. You done messed up.
I messed up.
List.
Typical guy.
Count it again.
Dadgummit. 2016 Jeep Grand Cherokee. What? That one?
Yes.
Well, what's the difference? Is this the bells and whistles too?
Yes. This is like
Okay.
a racing series.
Oh my lord. A Jeep Racing Series. What?
There's that.
Oh my lord. Let me go to Piedmont and see if they have a Piedmont. I'm looking to see if they have something call for price. Oh well.
That means it's way too expensive.
Yeah. Trying to find how much it's worth. Anybody got a idea?
It's probably about $80,000.
What?
You'll find.
That's
one.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm trying to.
SRT Hellcat Performance Prize.
What'd you say?
Under that second
This?
picture, yeah.
I don't see any prices. I don't think they're gonna advertise the price.
Right.
There we go.
78,000.
I'm sorry. I know you like the car and everything, but there ain't no Jeep worth $80,000. I might buy a truck for $80,000, but I mean it's pretty. It's really pretty.
I like the house.
Yeah, there you go. But I tell you what, we got good credit, so we're gonna go get us one. All right, and we'll just say 80,000. Okay, we'll just say 80. We found a bargain. So we're gonna go at 80,000, and we're gonna say that we got good credit. And I'll just put T up here. Let me just do this. We're gonna get us a Jeep Hellcat at 80,000. All right. We trade in our at 10,000. we get somebody tell me what the going rate on a used car is right now, just going rate. Anybody know?
Huh?
The APR on a car. Anybody know? I'll say 6%. Is that fair? 6%. We get a 6% APR. It's not APR with a car, but it's the same thing. And we will finance it for 5 years. Calculate the monthly payment. 1. Monthly payment. And then 2, how much did we really pay for this Jeep?
2.74 today's loan.
Okay, well let's say that we got good credit, and let's say that we got 2.5. Okay, thank you. What did you look that up on?
Yes, today's APR for each car.
Oh, well that's a new car. Look up new car. Yeah, it said 2000.
Dealer new 2.49.
So it's 2.5. I figured it'd be less because they're trying to get you to buy a new car. 2.5. So we'll say 2.5%. All right, get to work. See what you come up with. Yeah, my car's. I've got to go to Columbia at the end of this week. Take my test.
What test?
Test, see if I'm borderline crazy or not. No, I'm taking my last exam for a land surveyor in South Carolina. You got to take 3 tests, and I'm taking my 3rd one.
Is it actually in Columbia or is it outside?
No, you have to go to Columbia. They only give it every 6 months. And you got to pay $500 to take it.
Down there, especially.
They put you in the Jamal Temple.
That's not Columbia, that's Harbison.
Right there. Well, right there. Whatever. God, so much like my wife. That's Harbison. That's not Columbia. Anyway, they put you in this building. This building is like 500 foot long and like 100 foot wide. Concrete floor. It's like a gym. It's like 3 or 4 gyms. And they give you one of those tables that sit like three people with the press board.
3 people?
3 people. And you 1 to a table or 2 to a table or 1 to a table, depending on how many. And there's like 500 people in there taking the professional engineering exam and taking the surveying exam. And that has got to be the worst place I would ever put people to take a test. It's uncomfortable, it's cold, it's dark. I have to take a magnifying glass in there sometime because the way the light is, you can't see the letters on the test. Awful. But anyway, back to my original story. I can't even talk today. I took my truck to get service, but I need to replace the front tires because they're a little bit knobby and on the interstate. And on the interstate between here and Columbia, it's just terrible. The interstate is atrocious between here and Columbia. I will say at least I keep I-85 decent. Is that an astronaut with a space shuttle?
Yeah.
That is one of the most original tats I've seen. What made you get that? Just drunk? It's cool. I like it. I thought you were like wanting to be an astronaut or something. Oh, so you just, okay, just get a tattoo of one, okay.
See you at one.
Well, I don't want to be a butterfly, but I got a butterfly tattoo.
Nate.
Oh my
What's so bad about that?
I mean, I got a fish tattoo.
Okay, laugh at him.
Little fish.
I got a USMC on my shoulder, so laugh at that.
I'm waiting to get tattooed on my mama's head.
Huh? What?
I'm waiting to get her.
She said, you know what it sounds like when I'm waiting to get a tattoo at my mama's house.
No, out of my mama's house.
She's out of her mama's house.
Oh, okay.
That's what my youngest do.
All right, let's see how we did on this magnificent buy. I'm just gonna do the, well, I'm gonna write it out because that way you'll see what we're doing. So 80, let's see, 70,000. Times 0.025 divided by 12 over 1 minus, and I'm going to put this over 1 or under 1 plus 0.025 over 12, all that raised to the, let's see, what is ends 12 times, what I say, 6 years or 5 years? That'd be 60, right? And there's what you need. So pull in your handy dandy calculator. And that'll be 0.025 divided by 12. Ooh. I'm going to store that. Store that as alpha fraction. Alpha F. Where's the F on this thing? There it is. Now, why did I say that as alpha F? Because I don't want to try to memorize it, and I don't want to have to write it, what? Twice, because that's a pain. So, multiply that by 70,000. I got that number. Is that what y'all got? And stow alpha numerator. And then we're going to do the bottom. 1 divided by, parentheses, 1 plus alpha F for fraction. Did y'all get 0.9979? Well, I don't know if you got it or not, but anyway, raised to the 60th power, you ain't gonna say anything, so. Okay, thank you. And that's that number. And 1 minus that number, I got 0.11 blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to save that, stow, alpha, D. So alpha N divided by alpha D, our monthly payment on this Jeep Hellcat is $1,242.32 a month. Okay? Write that down. And how many payments? Times minus 70,000 You paid $4,500 for borrowing that money, which is not bad.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
$1,300, I think I'd rather have a tractor or a truck. Just me. But you could buy a small tractor for $80,000. Small, not big. All right, now let's do a house. Let's really depress y'all. Pull up our handy dandy homework. There we go. Consider a home mortgage for blah, 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 blah. $200,000 at a fixed APR of 4.5% for 20 years. Give me the payment and how much you're really paying for it. You know that's a monthly payment because all mortgages are monthly payments, unfortunately. Okay, so we have a dang old house payment at $200,000. We ain't got no money, so we can't put down a down payment. We got 4.5 APR at 20 years. So we can go ahead and figure our fraction. What's our fraction? Well, it's 0.045 divided by what? 12. What I'm doing is I'm trying to show y'all how to do this without even writing the problem down. Stove, alpha, fraction. All right, now, P is 200 times fraction. So 200,000 times fraction, alpha, F, equals 750. And stow that as alpha N. And then we're going to do the bottom. Now the bottom, I flip this over 1. I flip it. This is all over 1 and I flip it. So that would be 1 divided by parentheses 1 plus APR. Well, we've already done this. This is alpha fraction. Close parentheses. And that's equal to that number. Raise that to the 20 times 12 is 240. And that's that number. And then 1 minus that number is that number, 0.5927. Stow alpha D. And now we're going to take alpha N and divide by alpha D. 1265.30. That's the monthly payment. Y'all write that down so I don't forget. And how many payments we got? So you actually paid $303,000 for that $200,000 house. So how much interest is it? $103,000 interest. And basically interest is what you pay to borrow the money. So somebody tell me what you got to watch. The interest rate. And they spend a lot of time with you about interest rate when you want to borrow it. No, they don't. They try not to say too much about that because that's what makes or breaks you. I borrowed, when I told y'all this, when I got a divorce, I had to refinance the house because I got the house. And when I got the house, I went from like a 6% rate. When I put it just in my name, I got down to like a 4% rate because of my credit. 4% is good. Right now, I think you could get 3.5, but I ain't going through that hassle. I'm sorry, I'm not going through it. So I'm leaving it at 4. And that's fixed. Is fixed something you need to worry about? Oh yeah. Fixed is something you need to worry about. You do not want a floating rate. Write that down. You do not want a floating rate. Whether we're going through a depression, a recession, or a boom town, you're going to stay at 4%. A non-fixed rate can mess you up. It can help you, but it can mess you up. So don't get any floating rate. No. And they won't advertise that either, especially when you're refinancing or buying a new car or something like that. If there's a floating rate, they won't say anything. You do not want a floating rate. You want it fixed. That way they can't change it on you. Okay? Let's do one more with the house payment. Let's see if we got that right. Y'all wrote those down, didn't you? Let's see if we got it right. What's the monthly payment? $1,265 point what? 2.9? Okay.
Sorry.
What?
$30.
Oh, it says round to the nearest cent. I didn't read the directions. All right, give me the total amount. Wait a minute, let's see what this rounded to. Hold on. Round to the nearest cent, so round up on the cent. What is the total? 301,000 or something? I'm sorry, what?
303,000,
303.
671.7.
Okay, that's 200 is paid toward the principal, and I've subtracted it. What was it? 100 and 103,000 is paid, and then you just put that over the total for the percentage. I'm not worried too much about that. If you can get these two numbers, then you've pretty much got, 200,000 over the total, and then that 10,000 or 101,000, put that over the total, and that's how much you pay interest. So somebody take that number, take 100 and how much was it? How much was the interest? 103,000 divided by 304,000. Times 100. So how much is going to interest? 34%. So let's say your credit sucks and you go buy a house. All right. Let's change our last problem. Let's change it right here. And let's say that you ain't got no money and your credit sucks. 7% APR. And they extend it 10 more years. Let's do that one. YouTube while y'all doing that. My new jigger up from 120. Because that chemistry class that comes in after y'all, they come in like a minute after y'all leave. Who's that?
Sorry.
That's all right, Jonathan. Jonathan. What time is it? Okay, we good, ain't we? What time y'all get out?
11.
Okay, we're good. Jonathan must not have took his meds this morning. No sneezing, please. Be our last one today. How about that? And then we go into income tax, and then I'll get back on Wednesday. All right, so here we go. We're going to take that 200,000 and we're going to multiply it by our fraction. Let's get our fraction first. 0.0 what? 7, 1, 2, 0.07. I'm sorry, what?
The screen is frozen.
I'm sorry. 0.07 divided by 12. And we're going to save that. Stow, alpha, F. And multiply that by 200,000. And that's our what? Alpha numerator. Clear. And then I'm going to do 1, parentheses, 1 divided by, parentheses, 1 plus alpha fraction, close, and raise that to the what? That's going to be 12 times 30, right? 360?
Yes.
Well, 360 because I turned it into a fraction. But it'd be the same number. Then 1 minus that number. Stow that. Alpha D. So now our monthly payment, alpha N, divided by alpha D equals 1330. That ain't the kicker. Kicker is how many payments? Minus 200,000 equals divided by 479017, 479017 point, I ain't worried about that. 58% you paying an interest. Why? Because your credit's up. And they don't know what. They don't know if they're going to get that money back. You're paying more for the interest. So you're paying $479,000 for a $200,000 house. You've got to keep your credit what? Good. Period. Pay your bills. And if you don't have the money to pay your bills, you don't buy the stuff that you want. People in Hades want what? Ice water. Okay? Or Hellcats. Right? People want Hellcats, but you can't have a Hellcat. I can't have a brand new tractor. I'd love a brand new bulldozer with an air conditioned cab on it. But that ain't happening. Not unless I hit the lottery. Or unless I sue the school, fall down and break my back and sue the school or something. I mean, it ain't happening. Not on an education salary. All right, so you got 2 problems with a car. You got 2 problems with a mortgage. Expect probably that many on the test, because this thing right here, you need to know. You need to know it backwards, forwards, how to do it in your calculator, how to do it by hand. You need to be able to do this right here. Capiche? All right, y'all finished for today.